Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coe Show. My name is Mason Coe. Here, as always, sitting across from me, my co-host Aaron Coe.
Hello.
And today is Saturday, December 5th. Today we got some big trade news in the NBA. Not a whole lot going around the sports world, but before we get into that, follow us on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe, at Aaron Coe 29. The ebook on Amazon, hardcover on Lulu.com. And go ahead, subscribe, leave a comment, post about us somewhere. We don't have a ton of listeners, so if you can increase our listener base by one, that would be actually huge. So
yeah, we only have 800,000. We're trying to get to 1,000,000. So if you could help us out, that'd be great.
Yeah, road to 1,000,000. So yeah, I guess let's just hop into the big trade news that happened earlier this week. Unfortunately, our schedule was a little thrown off, so we couldn't talk about it right when it happened. But we have...
Well, I mean, fuck the NBA anyway, so whatever. I don't care.
You do have a point. You have a point.
Fuck Howard Schultz.
Fuck Howard Schultz.
Can we trade Howard Schultz?
Yeah, honestly. Trade Howard Schultz to hell. For, I don't know, someone good that's in hell. Let's not go there, but... All right.
Anyway.
Rockets and Wizards agreeing on a trade. It's Russ for John Wall and a first-round pick. I've heard this described. This is what I said right when it happened, and I've heard it described by other people as the most lateral, quote-unquote, superstar trade of all time. Pretty similar players. I think John Wall maybe has a better chance of playing off-ball than Russ did. Russ obviously is... you had the two most ball-dominant guards in the league playing together last year, and that obviously didn't work. I don't know how many people really thought it was going to work, but kind of, John Wall's a slasher, just like Russell Westbrook. He needs the ball in his hands. He's been hurt for 2 years now, so it'll be interesting to see how he bounces back from that. He was quoted as saying he's had bone spurs in his knee and his heel pretty much his whole career, and this is the first time he's fully healthy. And apparently his jump shot, I've seen clips in the gym in open runs or whatever. I don't take those to heart at all. But
how'd that work out for the Greek Freak?
Exactly, yeah. So, his jump shot just looks a lot better. Genuinely, it's faster, it's smoother. You have 2 years to work on it, where he's probably not working on finishing at the rim or anything because of his injuries. So probably just in the gym working on his shot, and it really does look better. But like I said, he's ball dominant, and so
this is like trade my butthole for your butthole and hope that the shit still doesn't come out. That's what this is.
Yeah. When we're talking about who won this trade, I'm just gonna say the Rockets because they got a first round pick. I mean, the Wizards. When you have Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal on your team, you're probably gonna be a playoff team, especially in the Eastern Conference where. That those bottom two spots in the Eastern Conference are wide open. You could say that in the West too, but in a different way, just because the West has so many just solid teams. Whereas the Magic have been the 8th seed the last 3 years or whatever, and they're obviously not a good team. So
go ahead. No, I was just say Westbrook's a player that you want on your team if you want to get to the playoffs. He's gonna play. He's gonna play pretty much every game.
Yeah,
he's healthy. He's durable. He's a ferocious player.
Mm-hmm.
He will get you to the playoffs, but that's usually about it.
And you know what else he'll do? He'll sell jerseys. To me, this tells me that the Wizards don't really care about winning a championship.
Yeah.
You're trading a first round pick when you have a young core. Obviously, Bradley Beal's kind of getting up there in age for a small guard, but I'm not saying they should tank because I don't think that's the right move because Bradley Beal would get the hell out of there if they decide to tank this year. But when you trade away an asset, a potentially decent first-round pick, it's 2023. So in 3 years, are the Wizards, is Russell Westbrook, what is Russell Westbrook going to look like in 3 years? You know what I mean?
I got some old man jaded shit coming at you right now.
Go for it, man.
I remember back when I was your age, a long time ago, and I believe that teams were trying to win championships.
Yeah.
Except for the Mariners. I never believed that because they got rid of every good player.
Yeah.
But I believe that teams were trying to win championships. But let me tell you, especially in the NBA, there aren't very many owners that that actually that's down the list.
Mm-hmm.
It's TV deal. That's where the big money comes from.
Yeah.
It's the value of my franchise.
Mm-hmm.
You got jersey sales and other things like that, and attendance that are part of it. But if they truly cared about winning, they wouldn't let these so-called super teams happen.
Yeah.
Because it's bad for 28 of the owners when LeBron points to Davis and says, "Hey, I want that guy. Make it happen, NBA," and they do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're the Wizards, you're like, "Oh, this will get some interest," and they're not looking. There are very few teams, very few owners that really care too much about that, and they're usually the slightly crazy ones, like the Dallas Mavericks owner.
Yeah,
I think he does want to win.
Ballmer
probably wants to win.
Yeah.
There are a few guys like that, but they also make some dumb decisions because they're pushing it too hard.
Precisely.
So anyway, so it's things like this no longer surprise me because they're just like a lot of the players. Give me my bag.
Yeah.
They're not that much different in that regard. Okay.
Yeah.
And old man Jada.
No,
shit
I'm with you on that, on the old man shit, because here's the thing. Owning a sports team is ultimately it's billions of dollars to buy, but it's a safe investment.
Yeah.
The average value of NBA franchises has, I think, doubled in the last 10 years, and it's just going to continue to grow even if numbers are down or whatever. That's just I'm going to say it right now, that's just a little blip. Franchises are going to continue to raise in value. It's a safe investment, and obviously you can't sell tickets right now, but immediately when fans can come back, Russ is going to sell tickets. Yeah. So, yeah, unfortunately, this tells me that they don't. I mean, this tells me that they want to be just good enough to have their fans be interested.
But in this model, that's probably the best they can do because they're not getting a super team there. Right?
Yeah.
So.
No.
There are a few cities that I think have swung and missed on that. Like, why don't the Knicks have a super team? I'll never understand. Well, it's because of their owner, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's certain locales where I'm like, why haven't they been able to put something together? Washington Wizards is never going to be a destination for a super team.
No.
They're going to be draft and develop if that's and then hope that they rise up for a couple of years. That's until they as long as players are allowed to dictate the length of their contract and all the opt-out deals that they have, the owners are going to have very little control. But again, get the paydays and they're fine. So
yep. And speaking of choosing the length of your contract, Anthony Davis finally agrees to his extension, 5 years, $190 million, on top of LeBron agreeing to a 2-year, I think like 85. So he's getting over 40. In those last 2 years.
That's even more money than we make on this podcast.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I know. And we're
crazy money.
We're rich podcasters.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about these deals is I believe so AD can just it's not an opt-out, it's just like he can just like forego the last year. It's different than an opt-out. I don't know, the language was different. It's essentially an opt-out, but the interesting thing about this is I'm pretty sure if AD opts out, which likely he would, unless he goes down the shitter in the next 5 years. But and then LeBron with that extension, they can both get out in 2023. What year does LeBron James Jr. graduate high school? 2023.
Well, how long is LeBron James going to play?
I mean, do you really think he can't make it another
I think he
3-4
can,
years?
but I wonder, I don't know exactly what his personality is like. Is he gonna be who's the high flying dunker of the Yankee? You have his jersey on right now.
Oh, Vince Carter.
Is he willing to become one of those types of guys? Because I guess every year I think he's gonna take a start down, and when players go down, they usually go down pretty fast. But how long is he gonna be an elite player? And is he the type of player who can just be a guy, on a team?
Well, here's my thought process about it. First of all, I don't think LeBron would ever reach Vince Carter's stats and minutes unless he played till he was 50. I think it would be more like Jordan on the Wizards if you know. So he'll still be averaging. I mean, maybe not 20 because at this point he's more of a facilitator than just a straight up scorer. So I could see him playing until he averages like 17, 7, and 6 or something.
I mean, he can do that for the next 5 years.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, but some guys can't handle that.
Yeah.
I don't know, and you never know till they get there.
That's true. Yeah.
Like I never thought Jerry Rice, could have been, running a 4.940 for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I never would have. I didn't think he had that in him to be able to do that, and I never thought Barry Sanders would walk away, after whatever 1,700 yard season or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. You never know till you get there.
Yeah,
so we'll
it's true.
See,
I think LeBron has said in the past that he really wants to play with Bronny. Again, you don't know until you get there, but I don't know because I don't know fully the whole Jordan situation, why he played for the Wizards. I don't really like it.
I think he was just kind of bored.
Yeah,
and he's like, fuck it, I think I'll play.
Yeah. It was
never a big like proclamation that he was going to come back and win another championship.
Right.
I kind of saw it for what it was. It's like, this team sucks anyway. So I can't make it worse.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bored. I think I'll go out and play some ball.
I think that's what's going to happen with LeBron, but except I'm just going to go play some ball with my son. I think that's what.
So you think he'll go wherever his son ends up getting drafted?
I think he will, and I think
or the NBA be like, nobody else can draft Bronny. He's going to the Lakers.
I think that.
I guess it depends on how big of a prospect he really is. Too.
Yeah, I think that LeBron may play a big hand in where he gets drafted. I don't know how he could really make that work, but I think here's the thing: if you tell, let's just for some reason the Knicks popped in my head. Probably this wouldn't happen, but let's just say, the Knicks. LeBron James Jr. is projected to be a top 5 pick. I don't think he might be. He's raised up in the rankings a ton, and he's big now. Like he looks like LeBron at 16 versus Bronny at 16 is insane. He looks huge, but I think so. Let's say the Knicks have the 8th pick. They should have had the number 1 pick, but they slipped to 8th because it's the Knicks. He's supposed to be a top 5 pick. I could see LeBron doing something where it's like, New York, do what you need to do to trade to get that pick, and you got me too.
Right. Well, here's what I'm thinking. If let's say Bronny on a cheat sheet or whatever draft prospect list. Mm-hmm. Forget about his dad, just as a prospect. Let's say he's the 12th prospect. Yeah. I mean, I have no idea where he'll end up being, but if I have you figure the top 5 teams drafting are usually the same goddamn teams. Yeah. Except there's some exceptions, but it's usually the same teams because
Hornets, Cavs, Knicks,
it's the same
Bulls. It's
shitty franchises with shitty owners. Yeah. Same group all the time. But if I'm the especially, I don't know if the Cavs are a loaded one, but if I'm one of those franchises and I have the number 1 pick, even if Bronny is way down the list, guess what? I'm picking Bronny because I'm getting 2 for 1.
Come here, Bron. Yeah.
And I'm the big story for at least a year. So that'll be interesting to see how that affects where he actually gets drafted. Mm-hmm. And then does LeBron play some shit like, whoever, Charlotte or whatever team? Maybe that's another loaded one. Yeah. A shitty team.
Bulls could be a loaded one too.
Yeah. Oh my God, it just never ends. But a shitty team, a perennial shitty team. Mm-hmm. I wonder if LeBron says, "Yeah, you can draft him, but he's never gonna sign with you." Like that, it might. Would it get to that?
Could he Eli Manning / John Elway? Yeah. Could he do that? I don't know. Have we seen an NBA player ever do that?
Not that I know of.
Here's the thing. I mean, the NFL players we've seen do that, NFL prospects we've seen do that are like 100% the best quarterback in the draft. With the NBA players, there's not one position. Like, the only player I could have seen doing that really ever is LeBron with how much hype he had. Or I was going to say, or Zion. Those are really the only guys. Yeah. I mean, who else had that much power? I mean,
I would draft him. Whatever. If I was a shitty GM for a shitty franchise, I would say fuck you and draft him and then force a trade and see what I can get. That's what I would do. I would pick him at any spot in the draft. Again, if I'm not trying to win, which if I'm one of those franchises, I'm not really trying to win.
Yeah.
But if I'm one of those, I'd draft him and then go to whatever LeBron wants to go and say, all right, give me your next 5 number ones or whatever the limit is. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Also, keep in mind that's when he graduates high school. So
yeah,
I think by then the one and done rule will be done. I think, but I could also see Bronny. I could also see Bronny going to the G League because that thing's probably by 2023 that's going to be growing more.
Somewhat. I don't think anybody's ever going to give too much of a shit about that.
I think some prospects are gonna like. I don't think people are gonna give a shit, but I think a lot of big prospects are gonna go, and you're just gonna forget about them for a year, kinda hear about them here and there. That's what I think because you get paid, and also who said that NCAA is better competition than the G League?
Well, here's the thing. Those G League teams,
they might NBA, NCAA.
The G League can maybe pay a Zion.
Yeah.
That's worth it. But are you going to pay would you have paid Jaden McDaniels, to big money to go play for the G League? Like, where's the money coming from? You don't have TV money. You're not.
They're already paying players though.
Some, but you're not going to. You're going to have to pay enough to entice them.
Yeah.
There's going to be there's going to be a couple of guys, but I don't think there's going to be you're not going to have like your top 20 players every year going there. It's going to be cherry picking.
I could see that too. I think not the only way.
I'm fine with it too because I don't want to see. I like college basketball.
Yeah,
and I still believe that that's a good opportunity for a lot of people.
I do too. Yeah.
But I don't need to see Jaden McDaniels. I know because I hate that.
Yeah.
I know I keep bringing him up, but just any of these guys, like I don't need to see a guy go like half-ass it for a year, just waiting for the draft.
Just so he doesn't get hurt.
I don't need to see that. Give me a guy that's 6 inches shorter that wants to be there.
Exactly, because
it's still basketball.
I would argue. I have a couple things. I would argue that basketball is a better product if you remove the Zions.
Yeah,
I would argue that, and just not because obviously you might be like, what the fuck? I want to see Zion dunk all over some people, but overall the product is better when you learn names because they're good college basketball players, not because they're super hyped up and they're definitely going to be the number one pick.
Yeah.
And then also I think the best way the NCAA could combat those names being taken is the name, image, and likeness. Just continue to expand that. Because Zion would make more money signing autographs and doing other shit. He would make way more money doing that than he probably would in the G League. You can make up to, I think, $500K. And I think if...
playing for Duke, yeah.
Playing for Duke, yeah. Just, if he could profit off jersey sales, if he could profit off... just jersey sales probably gets him over $500K. Yeah. So, Anyway, I think, I think that seeing Bronny and Braun play together would be dope. Really, no matter what LeBron looks like at that time.
Yeah.
And I truthfully believe...
Griffey was really cool. And his dad was,
not
pretty
great.
washed up. He actually played well for the Mariners in his short time there. Yeah. But that was awesome. That was
really
fun.
Cool. Yeah. And
especially on a shitty team that had nothing else to live
exactly.
for.
So, and that's like if LeBron joins, the Jordan equivalent of the Wizards, you know what I mean? Then, like the Magic or some shit. Like, then that could be really cool. But I think that I threw out the numbers 17, 7, and 6 as kind of like the lower. I think LeBron could still be going 22. I think he could still be going like 22, 23, 9, and 7 by the time he's 40.
Especially on a bad team. When that was part of the deal for Jordan.
Yeah, he averaged 22, but he took all the shots.
They just didn't have. But there was some, I can't remember the guy
Jerry
that got
Stackhouse
bitching.
Yeah,
like he sucked at that point.
Yeah.
Like you weren't any good.
He was
you didn't earn the shots. So anyway, so he definitely could do that. You never know physically how guys, injuries and now obviously LeBron takes. I think one difference between now and 20 years ago is just the science that goes into it. I think guys know what exactly to eat.
He knows down to the calorie, down to the gram of protein,
and what exactly muscles to work. I think before people used to go to the gym like I do and just lift shit.
Dudes would be doing curls for basketball, and like that's not like it doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
So
there's I think there's a lot more core work.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's just stuff that can prolong careers maybe more than before.
For sure.
If you embrace it, some players don't.
Yeah. True. But yeah, Anthony Davis, 5-year, $190 million.
Oh man.
Okay, so you said if he wins 2 rings before the last ring, you said
I would think about it. I said maybe.
Okay, maybe. If he wins Finals MVP in the next one,
here's the problem I'm having still.
Yeah.
I still have a problem with him with him getting Anthony Davis and going to Miami and teaming up there. I still have trouble with that.
Okay, what if he gets 6 rings?
I'm gonna have to see how it pans out.
You can't just say it.
No, I can't. I can't because Jordan played with the hand he was dealt, and
which was a fucking fantastic.
Wasn't that great?
Oh my! Shut the fuck up, dude.
Wasn't that great?
Shut the fuck up, dude. Top 3 coach all time.
Why is he a top
20,
coach?
Top 20, dude. He won
because he got Shaq and Kobe, and he had Jordan.
Stop. We're not just gonna disparage Phil Jackson's name.
He's a really good coach.
Oh my
goodness.
So
Scottie Pippen, really good player. If Scottie Pippen doesn't play with Jordan, you probably don't even know who he is.
Oh, stop, Skip. Gee, I mean, that's
you don't have one.
Skip.
You don't have a jersey. I'll tell you
Stop,
that.
Skip.
He's a really good player that gets buried.
Oh my god.
Behind the
he would have more points. His stats would be better.
I mean, we have his stats from when Jordan wasn't there, and he did have better stats then, but it was still like 23. It wasn't like ridiculous numbers. Scottie Pippen, one of the best, a great defender. That's part of why they won.
Yeah.
He could shoot a little bit. Like, he was a really good player. Definitely. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. Okay, I'm okay with that. But don't start throwing him up there with some of the greatest of all time type stuff. And then the other, so you had, the Rodman.
Yeah.
Who, look at what he did the years before he was in Chicago. He was basically cast out of San Antonio. He was doing nothing.
Yeah.
People put him up there like he's some amazing player. He averaged 2 points a game.
Yeah, that's true. I will say people, I mean, he was obviously a fantastic defender and just, I mean, for not pound for pound, inch for inch, the best rebounder of all time.
Yeah.
Hands down. But I will say
him and Bill. I put Bill Russell there too. He was another guy that's 6'8", but
oh really? I thought he was taller than that.
No.
Also Bill. I mean,
different era.
Yeah. Bob. If you watch highlights of Bob Cousy, dude dribbles in between his leg once and the whole team falls down. It's just different.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so
I still have trouble with that. I still have trouble with him moving around.
That's fair.
And I'm gonna opt out, and then I think I'll sign here, and then I like that player. Could we let's bring him here, please? I still, to me it puts a little bit of a damper on his greatness. And he's the second best player of all time.
Oh my god,
he's outstanding. I don't have. If you want to say he's the greatest player of all time, I don't have a huge problem with somebody saying that. So I'm not. I just think, to me, he's not quite there, and he probably never will be.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. It's fair.
We'll see. He still can. We'll see how it plays
We'll have
out.
this. We'll have this full debate. We'll put together our arguments and have this full debate sometime we'll make it a full episode. But
yeah.
yeah. So I guess let's move on to some
actual
other news.
Sports.
Yeah, to some
that I can stand.
Yeah. God.
I'm not getting paid enough to be on this podcast, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not either, dude. All right, so by the way, we should do some sort of ranking of the new NBA jerseys. I just want you to react to them on the podcast. Mostly, that's what I want.
Yeah, bring a fucking puke bucket.
Yeah, you already saw the Miami ones.
Ugh.
I actually like those. Okay, anyway.
Raised you wrong. Good
All right.
God.
Lions finally get rid of Matt Patricia and they get rid of Bob Quinn at the same time. Kind of they both should have gone, but a little, I guess, unexpected for them to both just be canned at the same time, I think.
It's just another joke of a franchise.
Yeah.
But, they'll hire another shitty GM who will hire another shitty coach, and they'll just do what they do.
Yeah, and the boy, Darryl Bevell, interim head coach, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, I mean, it's about time, not much to really say about that.
Well, I think it's a problem when all of your players hate you.
Literally all of them, and there was, his former players legit were laughing on Twitter.
Yeah.
On Twitter, were one of them tweeted, "You get what you deserve." Fuck, dude. I think that's what happens. This happens so much with Bill Belichick disciples. They try to go in there and be Bill Belichick without any of the accolades or earned respect.
Yeah.
They just expect Matt Patricia had a quote. I think I mentioned this on the podcast. Just the dumbest shit ever. He said, I had a game-winning play in the Super Bowl. That's what he said. Just a fucking idiot, clearly. Yeah. He has more time to, I don't know, eat chili or whatever he does.
I think Bill Belichick, it's interesting because there are certain head coaches that if you look at their coaching tree, they have guys that go on to do great
Landry
things.
And all
that. The big one is the 49ers, Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, wait.
He has some too.
Yeah.
The architect of the West Coast offense.
Yeah.
For the 49ers. White hair. God damn it, I can't remember fucking names anymore. It drives me crazy. How can I not remember?
Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Bill Walton, then I knew that wasn't right.
That's not right.
Oh, Lord.
He is not the architect of any genius.
If you look at Bill Walsh, he has Holmgren and then there's guys that, that Andy Reid, Doug Peterson not doing great things right now, but he won a Super Bowl,
so you can't really knock
so
that.
There's guys like that. Holmgren kind of has his own branch of the tree now. Oh gosh, who's the Raiders coach right now is on that same tree?
Oh yeah.
There's so many guys.
John Gruden.
Yeah, John Gruden. The Belichick one, there's not much there.
Yeah, no. It's because he has, I think, so much of what makes him a great coach isn't. I mean, he's obviously fantastic with the X's and O's and the strategizing.
Yeah.
But I think really what it is look at my hand. You see these rings? That's what happens when you buy in and do exactly what I tell you to do and play your fucking ass off in that role. And I will get you one of these if you do that. That's why he can just do that. And players walk in, they take a pay cut. They don't, they're not in their normal role of being the guy or whatever. They will do anything for Bill Belichick. And the difference is, Matt Patricia, what have you won?
Yeah.
Why should they respect you?
And there's just you can have two guys do and say exactly the same thing, and one of them you're like, yeah, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
It's you can tell they're acting.
Yeah.
And it's not really who they are,
Yeah.
and they're just trying to be. You can't be someone else when you're a head coach.
He showed Matt Patricia before their game against the Patriots this year. Showed a video of Cam Newton dancing or something to try to fire up his team, and the players were like, hey, he's kind of lit right now. And they were
God.
dancing with him on the screen. Complete, utter disrespect. And so, I mean, here's the thing. I think he probably should get a chance as a D coordinator. I mean, just because of what he was able to do. Obviously, it's Bill Belichick's team, and, their defense is always great, no matter who's the coordinator. But I think if you just put him in a role where he doesn't get to have such a inflated ego, maybe even just make him like a D-line coach. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
just
probably. That's probably where he goes back to initially.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Not a ton on that other than good job, Lions.
It's amazing. Just to reiterate, it's amazing how pretty much every Bill Belichick disciple has fallen flat on their damn face.
Brian Flores is the one.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Brian Flores is the one. I think he's doing a fucking great job.
He's Coach of the Year 2 years in a row,
exactly,
probably.
Exactly.
He probably won't win it, but
he should. Definitely should. And I think it's because he comes with a different attitude. I think that he understands why Bill Belichick gets that respect, and he comes in and he gets his players to buy in. But I think last year it was more in like a, hey, our front office, like, fuck them. Let's go fuck up their tank. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Let's go win games.
Yeah.
And you guys can all earn yourself some cash if you play well.
Yeah.
So I think that was a different way. And then obviously as they start to get better, how does he continue to have the players to buy in if there's not that fuck you front office attitude?
Right.
I don't really know, but we'll
say.
see. We'll see that going forward.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Vanderbilt making history, and then with obviously Sarah Fuller, first woman to play in a Power 5 college football game, and then doing really the only thing that Vanderbilt football would do, and give her no opportunities to kick a field goal or another kickoff, losing I think 52-0 or some shit.
Something like that, yeah.
And by the way,
she didn't even get any. She got one kickoff.
Yeah,
and that was it.
People clown her for a kickoff because it was like a squib kick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that was definitely intentional.
It had to have been
because of this video right here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this, but so that's from the goalie box, and she basically kicked it all the way down the field, and it was like a goalie assist. So
the thing I don't get, why the fuck are you doing a squib? This woman, she's not a girl.
Yeah.
Might only get one opportunity to kick ever in her life, and you have her do a kick that a 9-year-old soccer player could have done. Like, let her light. Let's see what she's got.
I would.
Let her blast that fucker. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Give up another touchdown? Who cares?
Yeah, honestly,
get your ass kicked anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see what she's got.
Mm-hmm.
I think I watched it initially, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, she kicked it 30 yards.
Then
I watched it later. I'm like, okay, she didn't totally open up on the kick. Like, you could see. But I just thought
because people were clowning her. So the day after she kicked, she said, "I'm just gonna leave this here." That was the tweet that she.
Good.
It was, yeah. So yeah.
But I don't blame people for clowning on it.
Yeah, because it's like
we didn't see anything else.
Yeah. What do you want us to do? Like I mean, not us, but what do you want them?
They should let her do another one. It's Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, you're not going anywhere.
What do you have to fucking lose?
Let her kick. I don't care if all your other kickers are back. Let her just blast one. I don't care if it goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, if she's a goalkeeper for a major conference soccer team, she can hit it.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, I mean, good. Yeah, nice Vanderbilt.
But they took a great thing, and hey, I don't know. I mean, we could get into the whole thing, like, was she really the best person for the? I don't know that answer. She may have been.
They don't have a men's soccer team, by the way.
Okay.
People were like, "What about the men?"
Yeah.
There's no fucking men's soccer team, assholes. Okay. Like, just to put that out there.
And then you can't, there are times where you could hold a tryout and bring all the frat boys down and see who can kick it really far. But in the COVID era, you can't do that. No. She's already an athlete, so she's getting tested.
Yep, she's tested in quarantine, all that.
So
business.
yeah, so she sounds like well-deserved that opportunity. Let her fucking kick the ball. Like, what are you doing? Like, I blame Vanderbilt for taking a really cool thing and then tarnishing it.
When you lose that by that much, you have to know that you're probably gonna at least lose that game.
Yeah,
and
everybody knew they were gonna get their asses kicked.
Exactly. Yeah. So. The fact that they didn't just let her send it. If I were her, fuck it, dude. Honestly, she should have just sent it.
Yeah.
She should have said, "Fuck you." I'm not like, cause I don't know, man. Yeah, it's like disrespectful in a way.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess let's move on from that. That topic has been covered by pretty much everyone. Yeah. This hasn't though. ZTF, the Bednarik Award National Player of the Week. That's insane, and also the Pac-12 Lineman of the Week for the third straight week. Guess how many games we've played? Yeah.
That would be 3.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can get 4 in about an hour here.
Mm-hmm. And we mentioned this on the last podcast. Leader in sacks per game by, I think, like a landslide.
Yeah,
2.33
per game.
So insane.
He has 7 going into today. 7, and is in the top 10, and only one player above him is. Everybody else has played like 9 games, and he's played 3. So incredible, and he did. They did try to double team him, and Utah is no slouch there. So we'll see how it goes against Stanford. But this guy wasn't a big recruit. Started to flash at the end of last year, but from what I hear, he's a great kid, humble, and just works his ass off.
Yeah.
And is really so. It's awesome. Might enjoy it. We might only see a couple more games from him because I think he's going to be a high draft pick at this point.
Yeah. I just
big
wish we
dude
could see him
too.
more.
He's not a little guy. He's like 270 pounds, I think. So
yeah, NFL size too. It's not just one of these college athletes that obviously is an NFL prospect. But speaking of college football teams in Washington, Stanford practicing where your old stomping ground, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't know this when I sent you this tweet.
I played probably 100. I don't know about 100, but more than 50 flag football games on right where they're at.
Which is really funny. Yeah. So Stanford, if you're listening, Stanford is practicing at the downtown Bellevue Park. My question is, how could they not get a practice field? Like
this is getting a little bit overblown. They did play at a couple of practice at a couple of private high schools that have really nice fields.
Okay.
This was basically just a walkthrough.
Oh, okay.
But it's still such a Pac-12 look.
Oh, yeah. That's some Pac-12 shit.
They also used UW's indoor facility one day.
I was going to say, it's kind of a shitty move that UW wouldn't let them use that.
No, they let them. Yeah. But sometimes you don't want to do that. Like, where are the cameras?
True. Yeah, true. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah. So this wasn't as big a deal as it, but it just is not the best look probably.
No.
But yeah, guys, just you can walk over to the mall and hit Red Robin with the boys, you know, like we used to do, and just it's nice to see them following in my footsteps.
For sure.
So good for them.
All right. We also got our Sounders.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan, and I wear my kit and my scarf, and I like to go out on the pitch when I can, and
with my boots.
Yeah, with my boots. Yeah.
So
and then see if I can get a draw.
Yeah.
Great franchise.
Yeah. Okay. For those who are listening, Sounders Western Conference Finals, home field advantage, by the way. Western Conference Finals. 4th time in 5 years.
Yeah, that's remarkable. So, again, we're not huge soccer fans.
I didn't know the playoffs were going on right now. I will say that.
But it's funny. We both played the game a lot as kids, and you'd think we would be into it. We're not super into it, but I always wish them well.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I always am happy for the true fans. I'm not going to label myself a true fan, but I'm happy. I'm happy for them, and I'm happy for the true fans, the season ticket holders, especially since they can't be there this year.
We know a lot of
awesome
people are
run.
big fans too.
Yeah, we do, and it's just an awesome run. They're like the Storm. I mean, just it's great. You always want a great franchise in your city. So I don't know. Maybe the Mariners should hire all of their staff and see if they could win something. But very. Oh, don't.
No, that's coming later.
No.
It's coming later. Don't worry about it. It's coming later. It's coming later.
I couldn't even respond to you when you sent me that tweet.
I know.
It was so depressing.
They didn't see it on the screen yet, so it's
okay.
Yeah. So we got some coming later, unfortunately. But
just ruined my day.
So I guess let's just do. Okay, so you just wrote Pac-12 head of officiating. I don't know.
Oh my God. So John Wilner, I've mentioned it before, the Wilner hotline on Twitter. If you like any team in the Pac-12, he's an absolute must follow. He gets shit right. He investigates, but so he looked into the background of the Pac-12. So if you were going to hire a head of officiating, what would you be looking for? What kind of resume would you want?
Probably I mean, my ideal one would be the muscly guy that just retired from reffing.
Hockley?
Yeah, that would be my ideal. Just someone that was a great ref.
Yeah. For how long? Like, how long do you think they should have been a ref? Like, what's the minimum?
15.
Okay. So reffing 2 games for a minor conference.
What the fuck? What? Is this real?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God! How did I not hear about this?
He's reffed 2 games for I don't even remember which conference, Mid-American or one of those.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So basically, the Pac-12 had a guy named Woody Dixon.
That's a funny name.
Uh-huh.
Woody Dixon?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What a name.
And they had Tony Corrente. You've probably heard of Tony Corrente. He's a longtime NFL official and refs a lot of other things. He was the Pac-12 head of officials. Mm-hmm. A few years ago, he quit abruptly in the middle of the season, said it was for personal reasons. Yet, personal reasons, but he's still out there reffing on Sundays for the NFL.
Odd.
So it's not a health issue. It's not what is it? But rumors are that he got tired of Larry Scott and Woody Dixon meddling and being assholes.
Yeah, I could see
Woody
that.
Dixon is the guy. No reffing experience whatsoever. He's like co-counsel for the conference. He's the guy that went in to a replay booth, USC against Wazoo, and said, I overturn that or don't overturn that or something.
Right.
Play that killed Wazoo in a game.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I care about that, but
Mm-hmm.
so anyway, he's gone now. But now we have David Coleman who reffed 2 games. If you look at his resume, we all dress up our resumes, but he said that I worked in a replay booth for X number of years, but he was basically he wasn't making decisions in the replay booth. He was like an assistant.
Pouring coffee and shit.
Pretty much.
Jesus.
So this is why, now, all of our SEC listeners right now, and I'm sure there are many in the South listening to this podcast, they're like, wherever you are, you're like, my refs suck, know?
You don't get it.
Yeah.
You don't.
So refs are always, nobody loves their refs, right?
Yeah.
But Pac-12 is a national joke when it comes to this, and part of it is because they have a guy in charge that has no experience. They have a commissioner who's a joke.
Yeah.
And they have, they also don't have a good recruitment and development set up, which may be because you don't want to work for a guy that doesn't know how to ref games.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just thought that was worth mentioning. Another great story by John Milner.
How is Larry Scott still there?
I don't get it.
Someone just fucking assassinated him. By the way, if he gets killed, it was just an idea of mine right now. I'm not planning anything. Okay.
Yeah. So I imagine Larry Scott's days are numbered. I bet we'll hear something about that in the next few months.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, it's just another thing. I couldn't even make him clown of the week because I guess he is.
Perennial.
But it's just so bad. I'm so. Larry, like I said, it could be Larry Scott clown of the week.
It's like Larry Scott, Roger Goodell, Howard Schultz. Those are just some of the names that you could really just toss. If you don't have a clown of the week, in the future, if neither of us, if we forget,
he's the place. He's the placeholder.
Honorary, He's like all-time quarterback when you're playing pickup football. He's all-time clown.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, speaking of the Pac-12, let's just give a little update. So, Pac-12 North, number 22 Washington at 3-0, and then 23 Oregon at 3-1, and then Oregon State 2-2. I just always expect them to be dog shit. So maybe this wasn't a surprise.
They're solid.
Yeah.
And their running back should, if we'd played a full season, he would be a Heisman candidate.
Yeah.
He's that good.
Well, and then really the surprise in the North is Cal at 0-3 because I was looking at. We were supposed to play them our first game, and I was looking at projections and stuff, and people were like, "Yeah, they're gonna win the North."
Yeah, they were a trendy pick.
Yeah,
to win the North, and they had a couple special teams issues last week, cost them against Stanford. They had they've had there's reasons for a couple of their losses.
They've only put up 60 points in 3 games.
Yeah, their offense has been pretty rough, but. Here's the thing, UW has if they can beat Stanford today, if USC can beat Wazoo, and then if Cal could somehow come up and bite Oregon, which wouldn't be a shocker. I know a lot of people would be shocked, but if you watch the two teams play, there's not as big a gap there as some people might think. Then UW would head to Oregon next week, already having clinched the North.
Oh wow!
I think Cal beating Oregon's the biggest stretch, but it's not.
Have to hit a parlay. Just see
there you go. Yeah. See what we get. Yeah. So. Yeah, it'll be interesting. This is a big day in the Pac-12, and then setting up a big game next week, UW Oregon. So we'll see. Here's another Pac-12 thing. While we're banging on the Pac-12, if UW and Wazoo, if UW finishes 4-1 and Wazoo is 3-1, they are tied for the North Championship.
Oh, because.
It's about number. If you're within one game, it's about number of losses.
What?
Yeah. They don't want to penalize teams for that weren't able to play.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But there's part of me that's like, yeah, but Wazoo, it's their own damn fault they weren't able to play.
Winning percentage. It's
not even that.
No, it should be.
Yeah,
it should.
It's not. It's number of losses.
That's fucking
if
dumb.
It's within a game. If it's within
one game.
If it's within one game. So, then they won't have played head to head.
Yeah.
And then then they start going down who's the next best team in the conference.
Yeah.
And they look at how they performed against them. If that's the same, then so it could come down to who beat Oregon State or something like that.
Yeah,
it's just nuts, but we'll see.
Yeah.
See how it all I don't think there's any great team in this conference. So, I think there could be a lot of upsets. I wouldn't be stunned. I'm not, UW is favored by whatever it is, 11 points or something like that today. I think they're going to win a close game, but Stanford, I think they're 11-5 or something like that against UW,
Oh, yeah.
over the last however many years that is. They are actually dead even in the series all time. It's like 43-4.
Wow.
Yeah. So this, despite Stanford's struggle, is not going to be an easy game.
No,
today.
It might just be PTSD from me being a young fan and Stanford beating up on us. But
yeah,
I'm always just going to view Stanford as a threat, no matter what.
Yeah, they're tough. I mean, they play the game. I'm wearing my old school UW sweatshirt today because this is going to be an old school football game today. You're going to have two big offensive lines, two teams that are very physical that like to hit. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I mean, I got a couple blood stains on this sweatshirt. Like this, this thing's been around. So I'm wearing that today just because that's the type of game it's going to be.
For sure. And then in the South, I feel like there's not a ton of surprises other than maybe Utah being 0-2. I mean, that's
Colorado, I didn't expect them to be
2-0. Yeah, true. Yeah. True. Colorado 2-0. I mean, USC, I guess you could say USC being 3-0 is a slight surprise, but I don't know.
They haven't looked very good doing it.
That's the thing. So it's not that surprise. It's not like they've been dominant.
Yeah.
20th ranked for them. So yeah, you were saying we want USC to beat. USC needs to beat who?
Beat Wazoo to knock them out of that.
Right. USC to beat Wazoo, and then Cal to beat Oregon, and then obviously UW to win. So
yeah.
That
would clinch the North today.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
There's part of me that wants that Oregon game to be for the title, though.
That's true. Yeah.
Even though I'd feel more comfortable today.
Yeah.
But there's part of me, what a big game that would be next week in a year where we don't have very many big games. So.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah.
All right. So. I guess,
Oh, yeah, there's only one way to go from here.
God damn it. Ow. I'm the Howard Schultz.
You are the clown of the week. Oh, my God. But if you're not watching this, he just hit his head really hard.
Fuck.
Probably damaged the dresser.
All right. Well, I had a bonus clown of the week on. I had one on the Seahawk Talk episode. It was the BYU fans.
Oh, right.
But I actually have another bonus this week because there's one on a serious note and then one like it's more fun. I'm just gonna go with the serious one first and kind of glaze over it.
Okay.
We got. Oh shit. start the music. Not surprised by this, unfortunately. Vontaze Burfict arrested on a battery charge in Nevada.
So he charged a battery and he's getting arrested for that?
There was a bad joke about that in the reply. Yeah. PFT commentary. At least he had his phone plugged in. So yeah. Not surprised. He's a player that is definitely in the Jimmy bucket. Has been for a while. Just haven't had the opportunity to say it yet. Big Jimmy bucket guy.
Yeah, he was an asshole. I mean, people hated him at Arizona State.
Yeah.
And, fantastic football player, but. Yeah, he's been like this his whole. He's just a bad dude.
I hope he never gets an opportunity again. Yeah. I'm not one for like trying to take away a guy's livelihood, but at this point, you just can't.
I mean, he's just a horrible human being.
Yeah, just a really bad dude. Just a really bad dude. Proven and proven again. And then here, I'll save my second one. Do you want to
go? Okay, so my clown of the week, I'm gonna go with Vic Fangio, the coach of the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
This is a little bit old now, but so they had to play like a wide receiver off the practice squad at quarterback, and I thought that was going to be fun to watch. It was terrible to watch. Like it was just the worst football you've ever seen.
There were 96 yards passing that game from both teams.
The novelty of it wore off after like 2 plays when you saw that the kid had no chance.
They were trying to fucking throw deep balls. Like give him a chance.
Yeah.
Like let's get some checkdowns going. Like give him a shot. But
I thought they could have helped him, a little bit more. But my reasoning is okay, so you had quarterbacks get together and not mask up in a way that they weren't supposed to. Mm-hmm. And that's on the quarterbacks. But I didn't like Fangio coming out and just blaming those quarterbacks. You're the CEO of the football team. It's your program. Mm-hmm. You got to take some responsibility for what happened. Yeah. You didn't send enough of a message. And even if you think you did, as the head of that football team, you got to come out and say, I have to do a better job.
Mm-hmm. Send them I mean, it's just you can't just rag on your players behind their back.
Like Pete Carroll would not do it that way. Most good coaches wouldn't do it that way. They wouldn't throw the players under the bus. They would take responsibility for it. So I thought that was a cheap ass move
for sure
by him. Probably a guy that's concerned about his job, and that's why it's coming out that way. And interesting, just kind of little side note, but the Seahawks are basically isolating their practice squad quarterback. I forget his name. They have a guy on the practice squad that's essentially their third string quarterback. Like they've got him in bubble wrap.
Good. Yeah.
So if Russ and Gino get COVID, this other kid at least would be a serviceable option.
Yeah, is it the Wazoo kid?
No, it's a different guy.
Okay.
I don't remember his name.
I think Josh McCown. I forget what team it is, but they have Josh McCown's like an emergency quarterback for the Texans or something. Or maybe no, it's still the Eagles. I think I don't know, but yeah.
You got to keep a guy swimming in a pool of hand sanitizer locked in a basement.
Yeah,
is what you need to do. Have a guy ready to go. So,
yeah.
Not a huge. I just thought that was a cheap ass thing. So anyway,
no doubt.
Who's your honorary?
Right, I'm gonna just restart for this. So I really don't like to do this.
Oh,
it's gonna be Nate Robinson.
Oh no.
Hello everyone. We just showed a clip of the Nate Robinson fight, but unfortunately, before the video could even get uploaded, we got copyright claimed. The first time this has happened on our podcast, I really, it's an honor finally to get hit by the shitty YouTube content copyright claim system. So unfortunately, that's cut out. Nate Robinson, unfortunately, my hero, my other clown of the week. But here, we can just we'll just. This is pretty much what happened. Oh, Jesus. This is what happened. Punch. Yep. That's all you need to know. Nate Robinson got knocked the fuck out. Fuck Jake Paul. Fuck YouTube. Yeah, fuck YouTube.
Fuck YouTube.
Yep. Thanks.
And Howard Schultz.
And fuck Howard Schultz.
You eventually.
Making thanks.
Hated to see it, but yeah, let's just move on from this. Yeah, so we got.
I'm depressed now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to bring it up. I had to. We're a sports show with integrity here. We had to bring it up. Just because we didn't like it doesn't mean we can't talk about it.
When did we get integrity? Do we have to pay for that? Is that coming out of the budget?
Yeah. So all right, let's just move into our lock of the week, or do you want to do player or lock first?
You pick one.
All right, let's do lock.
All right. Where did it go? Okay, so I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't know about this one. I feel less good about this than I did a couple days ago. But I like Wazoo plus 13 against USC.
I like that too. I really like that. I didn't know that was the spread. That's quite a spread.
That's what it was when I looked at it. Now it may have changed in the last couple days.
Yeah, let's just say,
that's what I made a pretend bet at online.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm out. That's my number. I think USC is a little bit of a fraud. They'll probably win this game, but I think Wazoo will keep it close.
For sure. I like that pick. My pick is going to be, so they're giving the Chargers 1.5 over the Pats. I'm going to take the Patriots straight up in that game. I think they're going to win that game.
Yeah.
I don't even need the spread. I think they're going to win it. I don't know. I just think Anthony Lynn's a fucking stooge. I think
the Chargers just find ways to lose.
Chargers find ways to lose. Patriots find ways to win most of the time. So give me the Pats in that. And then what's your player of the week?
Morris.
Oh, Dylan Morris.
Well, either Jordan Morris or Dylan Morris.
Okay.
I was hoping you wouldn't ask. No, I like Dylan Morris to finally connect on a deep pass or two today.
Yeah.
And have he's not going to put up 400 yards, but I'm looking for him to have a solid game. And then Jordan Morris is going to score a goal for the Sounders. I think that's his name.
When you said Jordan Morris, I had no clue who you were talking about. So I was like, is that a UW football
I root
player?
for him because he has, I think it's type 1 diabetes. It's whatever the worst one is. Is that type 1?
The one you don't give yourself.
Huh?
Type 1 is the one you just inherit.
So it's a real issue for him. But he's a great player and is very inspirational with young athletes around Seattle that suffer from that affliction.
Nice.
Some people thought he might not play because of COVID, and there's you're at higher risk with that. But so those are I'm looking Morris. That's my answer. Morris.
Good. All right. My player
Maurice
of the week.
Morris. Any Morris.
Yeah. My player of the week. It was gonna be it's really a toss up between DK and Tyler Lockett. I'm gonna go with Tyler Lockett. I just kind of have. I don't know. It's really, my explanation is I got a feeling. Feeling.
They may they may double up on DK a little bit more after what happened last week.
For sure. So I'm gonna take T Lizzle on the player of the week. And that, I think, man, that Nate Robinson video kind of brought her energy down. Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of... Okay, actually, hold on. I just saw this video pop up. Look at this. This is look, ready? That's yeah, so
just
that's...
lulled him to sleep.
Yeah, so, no, this is... What this is... What's his name? Oh, shit. Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan and Creed. Trying to take a knockout punch, but he actually got knocked out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And... he just turned right into it and got baked. Yeah. So anyway, I just saw that pop up. I figured I'd show it. But that was definitely a meme about the a meme about the Nate Robb fight. All right. You got anything else?
I do not. Okay.
Let's see. I just got to know.
Go Coastal Carolina.
Yeah. Go fuck BYU, dude. I hope. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well,
UW basketball sucks.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. So you're out on UW basketball fully.
I'm done with Hop.
You're done with Hop. Yeah.
I'm out. Sorry, Hop. I really was optimistic.
I was too.
He did a great job with Lorenzo Romar's players. Then last year they looked promising early and completely fell apart.
Yeah.
Jaden McDaniel's part of that problem. But he's got his own recruits in there now. And also, when you have, a player become academically ineligible last year, the point guard Quade Green, and then you have Nas Carter for mystery reasons, not eligible this year.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so not only are you not winning, but you're not managing your players well. I hope I'm wrong. I really do, because I really like Hop, and I was I love his defense and all that. But man, I don't think he's going to turn it around. I'm not saying I wouldn't fire him today, but I'm saying I like Jen Cohen at UW, athletic director.
Yeah.
Get your list ready, because you're going to fucking need it.
Yeah.
Sooner than later.
Yeah.
It's too bad. I hoped it would work, but I just, they get crushed by, non-competitive from the tip against Baylor. No, Baylor's obviously a number, they were number 2. I get that. But non-competitive from the tip. Then you get beat by UC Riverside. Did you even know they had a goddamn basketball team at UC Riverside?
It would be a coin toss for me if you asked me if they had a basketball team.
And your aunt. No, my cousin Breeze went to that school. I bet she doesn't even know they have a basketball team.
Yeah. She doesn't know what basketball is.
Yeah,
so.
And they were not. They kind of got blown out in that game, and then they play Utah, and they hung with them.
Yeah.
For most of the first half, and then completely the wheels come off. They're jacking up 25-footers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really bad, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope this is a freezing cold take, and they turn it around, and they go to the Final Four someday with Hop. But
yeah,
I
obviously,
don't think it's going to happen.
Obviously, root for him to succeed, but you follow that a lot more than me. I don't fully have an opinion. I think I'm just gonna give him a little bit more leash. I think.
Fuck him.
But I think in a few games here, if it doesn't turn around, then I'm probably right with you.
Yeah.
I don't follow it as closely, so I would trust your opinion more.
He'll
than
get
mine,
next year for sure. He signed a fairly big extension.
Yeah.
And one of the COVID issues is athletic departments are hurting.
Yeah.
They can't buy somebody out. He'll get another year, but he's missed on some recruits. The guys he brought in have not been as good as people thought maybe they would be. I don't know what offense they run. I don't know what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
It looks like there's no real plan. So yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well,
I think he's gonna go down like Nate Robinson.
Jesus Christ. I forgot about it. It was out of my brain, man. It was out of my brain. Brought it right back. All right. Well, you got anything else? I guess, looking forward to the Seahawks game. The line is 11. I wouldn't take that. But
yeah, I don't like the line for the Dogs or the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I think they'll both win.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're both going to be in the, those, 24-20 type games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
That's it. That's
all right.
Folks.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe, at Aaron Coe 29. The ebook on Amazon, hardcover on Lulu.com. Of course, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, all the buzzwords. Yeah, and then, if you made it this far, you're dope, and I don't really know why. You're kind of insane, but yeah, peace out.
See ya.